So I was just thinking about, why do we repeatedly repeat the same mistakes? Why do we keep doing that generationally, right? Like I think, one of the amazing things with a human being is that we can learn and develop and turn into better people and do all sorts of crazy, wonderful things, right? And actually do things. And I was thinking about this that I actually think personality traits and genetics play a larger role in who we actually are um, than we assume, right? So, as business professors, as the sort of people I study and we study, we have a massive selection effect that ends up happening is we study basically the people that are willing to learn and willing to do things. If you look at almost every study out there, it's almost uniformly going to be focused on a group of individuals or companies that are wanting to improve and get better. But there is a large group, in fact, I'd probably even say it's much, much larger, where there's the default is people just not wanting to learn. Now, what might cause that? I think a huge part of that is actually, there's sort of genetic components in terms of why people actually might not learn and improve just their personality characteristics makes it difficult, or, their, just genetic factors that make it difficult to sort of uptake information. But I also think, the inheritance of, some personality characteristics that are driven by like their social upbringing, right? Their parents that they have, and what you'll see, things like narcissism, for example, right? And what you'll see is that some people have a hard time uptaking information and sort of changing in response to that. And so what we're going to see is people um, objectively not wanting to learn because they think that they don't need to and they don't want to. And because of that, and there's genetic and social factors on why that actually happens. Because of that, what we're going to see is a wide variance, but also see a large part of a group of people that they just don't want to, right? And they'll never want to do that kind of stuff. And I know that's sort of very pessimistic undertone, but we live in a world of absolute plenty and knowledge and everything like that, particularly in some places. But there's a lot of people that don't want to learn, and I'm talking about people that have access to information. I'm not talking about systematic biases against certain groups of individuals, because there certainly are those. But there's groups of individuals that have everything given to them, and they have all of the resources under the moon, right? And they have everything that they possibly can do to make a sort of nurturing environment that you sort of look at first cut. But then you discover that certain individuals, certain groups, or particularly certain individuals, they really struggle with that. Whether that was the way that they're raised or, their genetic factors and things. But, this stuff, this unwillingness, sort of, I'm too good for that, and all of that kind of stuff drives a lot of variability and um, drives the sort of factors that you might sort of think about as why we might actually repeat the same mistakes in society, right? Think about the great leaders that were really not nice, that we all know about, and I'm not going to name them because they're just not nice people, but you can sort of understand who they are, and you'll realize that, man, why do we keep repeating these kind of individuals over and over and over again? And I think that that plays a huge role, not only within organizations but also within individuals. And what are the factors that are underlying them as individuals? So it's a much more nuanced answer that I would have gave than even 10 years ago. But man, life experience, man, does something to you. you get to sort of see some really interesting, wonderful things in this world, and really change you as a person. So, all right, take care and have a wonderful day.